Dave is 68. He pulled $10,000 out of his IRA to buy a used truck. Clean decision. It's his money. He's retired. He wanted a truck. What he didn't know was that $10,000 wasn't the price. It reached over and taxed a second pile of money he'd already earned, his Social Security. By the end of this video, you'll see what that truck really cost him and the one move that keeps it from happening to you. Worth about $30,000 over the next 10 years. Most retirees believe Social Security is either taxed or it isn't. It's not a switch, it's a slope. And one number decides where you stand on it. Below that number and your Social Security is completely tax-free. Above it, up to 85% of it becomes taxable, and a single withdrawal can be what pushes you over. Here's what happens. You have two retirees, same savings, same Social Security, living the same life, and one pays thousands more in taxes than the other, purely because of the order they pulled their money. Nobody warned the second one. Get this wrong for 10 years and you can hand the IRS tens of thousands of dollars on money you thought was safe. And this isn't a rich person problem. The people who get hardest are middle-class retirees with a pension, modest IRA, exactly the people who thought they'd done everything right. Skip this and every dollar you pull in retirement gets taxed at a rate way higher than the one printed in the tax tables, and you'll never see why. So here's move one. You have to see the trap before you can step around it. The IRS adds up a special number to decide if your Social Security gets taxed. It's your regular income plus half of your Social Security. They call it provisional income. For a single person like Dave, the line is $34,000. For a married couple, it's a little higher. Under your line, your Social Security is tax-free. Over it, up to 85% of those benefits get pulled into your taxable income. Let me put Dave's real numbers on it. He collects about $24,000 a year in Social Security, and he normally pulls about $30,000 from his IRA to live on. So half of his Social Security is $12,000 plus $30,000. He's already at $42,000 of provisional income, well over the $34,000 line before he even thinks about the truck. So when he pulls the extra $10K, watch what happens. That $10,000 is taxable on its own. Fine. But it also drags about $8,500 more of his Social Security into being taxed. So he didn't get taxed on $10,000, he got taxed on closer to $18,000 for pulling out $10,000. That's the torpedo. $1 out, almost $2 taxed. If you've ever looked at your tax return and wondered why your bill jumped the year you took one big withdrawal, this is usually why. It wasn't just the withdrawal, it was the withdrawal plus all the Social Security it dragged in behind it. And here's the part that should make you angry. That $34,000 line was set back in 1993, and it has never once been adjusted for inflation. Back when it was built, it was to hit only the wealthiest retirees. And today, because the line never moved while everything else did, it reaches straight into the middle class. A normal retiree with a normal pension is now the target. So Dave can finally see the line and why his withdrawal hurt double. But seeing it doesn't fix it. Here's what it looks like on paper. Same retiree, same $10,000 he needs. Pull the first way, tax on $18,000. Pull the second way, I'm about to show you, tax on $10,000, and his Social Security stays completely clean. Same money in his pocket. The only thing that changed is which account it came from. Now the fix for this is real, but I have to be straight with you. It's something you have to set up years before you ever buy the truck. So almost nobody does it because the time they feel the torpedo, the cheap window to fix it has already closed. Let me show you that window while it's still open. The torpedo fires when money you withdraw counts as provisional income. So the whole game is having a pot of money that doesn't count and pulling it in the years you'd otherwise cross the line. That pot is a Roth. Money you take out of a Roth in retirement is not regular income, so it never lands on the provisional income page. It can't push your Social Security into the tax line ever. And a Roth isn't the only safe pot. Plain cash works the same way. Money in a savings account that you've already paid tax on doesn't count as provisional income either. So a healthy cash cushion in retirement isn't just for emergencies, it's a lever you can pull in the years you need to stay under the line. So here's the play. And timing is everything. There's usually a window, the years after you stop working, but before Social Security and required withdrawals kick in, where your income drops to almost nothing. For a lot of people, that's in their early to mid 60s. Take Dave at 65 and 66. Before he turned on his Social Security, his income was low. Those were the golden years to act. In each of those years, he moves $20,000 from his traditional IRA into a Roth. He pays a little tax on it now, but at rock bottom rates because his income that year was so low. Then later in a year, he needs the extra $10,000 for a truck. He takes it from the Roth. Nothing added to the provisional income. His Social Security stays tax-free. But here's the villain. When most people retire, their advisor tells them to roll everything into one account and just let it sit. Nobody mentions these low income years, the single best window to defuse the torpedo, because using it takes work and leaving your money parked is easier for everybody but you. So this is how you actually pull this off. 3 steps. Number 1, find your low income years, the gap after you stop working but before Social Security and required withdrawals start. 2, in each of those years, convert a chunk from your traditional IRA into a Roth, just enough to fill up your low tax bracket without spilling into the next one. 3, from then on, when a big expense hit, you expend from the Roth, not the IRA. That's the whole deal. Dave needed the truck either way. The difference between pulling it from the wrong account and the right account, repeated over retirement, is about $30,000. So now Dave sees the line and he has a pot of money that he lives on the safe side. The mistake that wrecks this is waiting till you're already collecting Social Security and already over the line to start the Roth conversions. By then, every dollar you convert is itself provisional income. So the conversion sets off the very torpedo you're trying to avoid. The Roth filing has to happen in the low years before Social Security starts. That window is short, it's quiet, and once it's closed, it doesn't come back. You miss it, and the cleanest move you have turns into one that hurts. This is the part worth setting a reminder for. The years you retire before you switch on Social Security, that's your signal to start. So what did the truck really cost Dave? Pulled the wrong way year after year, that habit, a $30,000 truck. $10,000 for the truck and $20,000 in taxes he never had to trigger. Pulled from a Roth and it's a $10,000 truck, and his Social Security never even feels it. Same truck, same driveway. One version comes with a surprise tax bill every spring, the other doesn't, and that difference is worth more than the truck. If someone you love is about to retire, this is the difference between a comfortable retirement and one that's quietly leaking money to a line they've never heard of. Send them this before they take their next withdrawal. Filing that Roth in the low years is the whole game, and there's a 5-year window most people walk right past. If this is the first video of mine you've watched, I teach people how to build wealth and retire early, so hit subscribe so the next one shows up in your feed.